a tense conversation reveals a long-standing relationship between characters. One character, Dante, is facing an unusually difficult challenge. There's concern about his ability to overcome a powerful demon who previously took his right arm and gained significant power from it. Despite confidence from some companions, there's clear tension about the threat level of this adversary. Dante acknowledges he has a personal score to settle with the demon. A battle ensues where Dante demonstrates confidence despite his disadvantage. Character V expresses trust in Dante, while another character offers to help in the fight. The battle intensifies with multiple participants joining forces against a formidable enemy. The battle reaches a critical point, with characters believing it's the final moment. However, the fight continues into another round. A character is called dead weight and ordered to back off. V urges retreat, stating the enemy is far stronger than anticipated. The frustrated character who is dismissed is told to focus on getting stronger rather than feeling insulted. The demon is identified as Urizen, the Demon King, revealed to be the one who took someone's arm. The battle concludes with Dante's apparent defeat, forcing the remaining characters to retreat as there's nothing they can do against such overwhelming power. 1 month after the incident, Redgrave City and surrounding areas have ceased functioning due to a mysterious tree attack. The city is completely overrun by demons, causing chaos and various reactions from survivors. 2 characters discuss rescuing someone who killed one of their fathers, revealing complex personal histories and family conflicts. A new character appears during a dangerous situation, demonstrating skill at killing demons. This one-armed fighter impresses onlookers, including someone who built him a special functional arm specifically for combat. In the aftermath, questions arise about why demons are collecting human blood. Time is running out for one character. V is waiting ahead as the journey continues on foot. Morrison has sent what appears to be a manifesto. The characters press forward, with someone needing to catch up to V quickly. The environment is described as a mess. A character receives a new arm. Another encounter occurs with a powerful entity who claims to need human blood to rule the underworld as king. The protagonist mocks this ambition, triggering a confrontation. The fight is interrupted by someone demanding it stop. A new entity claims the fruit and declares intention to rule the underworld. Poetic lines are recited about grief and woe. The characters reunite, discussing Dante's fate. If defeated by Urizen, he might be reduced to nothing. They explain the Qliphoth, a tree from the underworld that thrives on human blood, with terrible effects on its victims. Questions arise about V's true nature. The group decides to split into 2 to cover more ground. A skilled gunsmith compares herself to her legendary grandmother, the .45 caliber virtuoso, considering all her creations art. The teams separate with plans to reunite at the bottom of the Qliphoth. A character expresses concern about the blood descendants of Sparta, ordering someone to find and destroy a specific threat. Only then will their reign be truly realized. There follows an encounter where someone recognizes another character and promises to be gentle. After a brief interaction involving a horn, combat ensues. A character must pursue someone to find the Devil's Sword Sparta, believing it may be their only hope. Another character warns that wielding the Sparta requires strength in mind and body, which the first character lacks. They suggest that perhaps Nero could wield it instead. They set off to search for the sword, with the first character confident they can sense its presence when nearby. The characters discover an unconscious woman with a smoken body and decide to split up. One stays to handle a large beast, while the other presses on with their mission. They fight various demonic creatures, including one that appears to be a root. They collect items that could be useful for crafting. A character asks about what happened to Dante and Trish. They learned Trish was captured, but Dante's fate remains unknown. The group discusses how they can't travel through their current location by car. They prepare to climb the only way up a tree. One character provides materials that can be used to craft something truly awesome. Despite being told to rest, a character is forced to help dig a path. Another character remembers the town was attacked previously, recognizing places from their childhood. The group then parts ways, with one pursuing the Devil's Sword Sparta, despite others thinking it's not a good idea. They believe they need all the help they can get to win the fight. The team reunites with perfect timing and continues their journey forward, seeking payback. They follow a trail of blood to their destination. One character crafts a new arm for another. They encounter a powerful enemy who claims to be power absolute and has no name. A battle ensues where the enemy mocks a character's human limitations. The scene shifts to earlier events where Morrison visits Dante with good and bad news. The bad news involves Lady Patty wanting to invite Dante to her birthday party. The good news is a paid job opportunity. Morrison introduces a new client called V, who explains a powerful demon is about to resurrect, one that is Dante's reason for fighting. The characters continue searching for the Devil's Sword Sparta. V believes it might enable Nero to defeat their enemy. They discuss the possibility that Dante might be dead. They discover the sword's presence and encounter demons performing some kind of ritual. After confrontation, they realize the sword has been concealing Dante's presence. He's alive. A flashback shows someone instructing a child to run away, change their name, and start a new life if they don't return. Back in the present, Dante awakens after being unconscious for a month. V admits to using Nero because Dante couldn't defeat Urizen, who is stronger than anticipated. They encounter a foul-smelling area filled with enemies. Dante confronts the powerful enemy who has defeated two of the most badass women in the world. He appears confident, saying jackpot. Previous attempts by Nero to defeat the enemy were ineffective, with Dante calling him deadweight. The enemy demonstrates immense power, declaring the Devil's Sword Sparta no longer serves a purpose and revealing plans to use the captured individuals to gain strength. A confrontation reaches its climax as someone decides to take matters into their own hands. There's an acknowledgement of gratitude before the person leaves to rest. Shortly after, someone awakens from oversleeping and prepares for action, approaching what appears to be a guarded area. They encounter a figure in a Sparta costume, making sarcastic remarks about its size before engaging in combat. After an intense battle, one combatant appears injured. Dante instructs someone to rest and not worry about the demon they encountered. Despite protests, Dante leaves, asking his companion to take care of Trish. A conversation reveals that the demon they faced is named Urizen, but according to V, who claims to be from the Underworld, Urizen is not actually a demon. V explains he's a shadow of his former self, who lost everything, then begins telling his origin story. He describes a man whose body was reaching its limit after numerous defeats, but who couldn't die before defeating his twin brother. The man used the Yamato sword to separate his human and devil sides, becoming a true devil in the process. V reveals he's been trying to hold his crumbling flesh together with limited demonic power, but is approaching his limit. He expresses regret for crimes committed in pursuit of power and confirms he sought Dante to help rectify his wrongs. Encouraged to see his mission through, V acknowledges this is Dante's war. Dante moves through a partially destroyed area and encounters someone unresponsive. He reflects on the nature of his sword, rebellion, wondering why his father gave it to him. Despite warnings about his behavior, Dante stabs himself with the sword, theorizing that if the Yamato can separate man from devil, rebellion might have opposite properties. After absorbing the sword, Dante undergoes a transformation. A confrontation begins, but is interrupted by a catastrophic event involving the Qliphoth, a massive plant-like structure. The characters are forced to evacuate as the area transforms dramatically. Despite this setback, the antagonist, Urizen, remains undeterred. The group regroups after the chaos. They learn that Urizen is at the top of the Qliphoth, seeking a fruit of immense power. Human blood fuels the Qliphoth, creating a fruit more potent than the blood itself. Even Mundus, a former king of the Underworld, used this fruit to gain his power. Nico Goldstein introduces herself as the granddaughter of Dante's gunsmith, Nico Goldstein. Though she takes after her father in appearance, she's created a weapon based on his research, which she gifts to Dante. The group then splits up to pursue Urizen, with Nero insisting on going, despite Dante's concerns. The journey through the Qliphoth is challenging. V's condition worsens as his body continues to deteriorate. Elsewhere, someone finds themselves in a dimension that's draining their power and seeks to recover by claiming what they believe belongs to them. After a confrontation, they manage to claim one object of power. Characters emerge from a humid area, relieved to be back on course. They discuss the urgent need to stop Urizen before he reaches the fruit, noting that even Mundus failed to fully control the human world. Their path is challenging due to their weakened condition, but they press on, knowing what's at stake. Running low on resources, one character receives unexpected assistance. At a crossroads, they sense a demon nearby and prepare for confrontation. They encounter a spider-like demon who underestimates human strength. After a difficult battle, they emerge victorious, showing unexpected power that surprises their opponent. Someone emerges from hiding, and gratitude is expressed for assistance rendered. V's deteriorating condition prompts warnings to turn back, but he insists on continuing to Urizen, making this his last request. Meanwhile, others race toward the same destination, concerned that Dante will reach there first. A guardian of the underworld gates blocks the path, claiming only kings may pass. Dante recognizes the Cerberus creature and engages it in combat. The beast, proud leader of its tribe, vows to defeat Dante where its predecessors failed. After an electrifying battle, Dante emerges victorious and continues his journey. Arriving first at the destination, Dante discovers the truth about Urizen. V reveals to Nero that Urizen is actually Vergil, Dante's older brother, who abandoned his humanity for power. Meanwhile, Dante confronts Vergil, who has found the fruit he sought. Dante reminds him of their mother, who tried to save them both before being killed. Vergil dismisses these memories as illusions created by the fruit's power. He consumes the fruit to gain the strength he's always desired. Dante declares that Vergil has lost his last shred of humanity, while Vergil dismisses this concern as weakness. The brothers prepare for a decisive battle to settle their lifelong conflict. Nero learns that Dante and Vergil are brothers and questions why they fight. V explains that they must fight for their opposing visions of justice, even as kin. As the battle between the brothers intensifies, V approaches the weakened Vergil, revealing they are connected. V merges with Vergil, completing him and restoring his power. With Vergil restored to full power, Dante attempts to continue the fight but is stopped by Nero. Vergil acknowledges that defeating an injured Dante would be meaningless and departs, telling Dante to heal and become stronger for their eventual reckoning. Nero learns that V has returned to being part of Vergil and demands involvement, citing his lost arm as justification for joining the fight. An intense confrontation unfolds as Dante refuses to let someone named Nero join a fight. Dante reveals a shocking truth. The opponent, Vergil, is actually Nero's father. Dante explains that while Vergil needs punishment, Nero shouldn't be the one to kill his own father. The revelation stuns Nero into silence as he processes this life-changing information. The scene shifts to a philosophical moment where someone contemplates how different their life might have been if circumstances were reversed. Dante tries to intervene in a confrontation, but fails. Suddenly, a new threat emerges, causing panic among the group. Dante reveals his brother Vergil has returned, and he intends to confront him while ordering others to leave the dangerous situation. Dante encounters entities that were spawned from Vergil's thoughts when he existed as Nilo Angelo. These beings, now operating independently, declare their intention to kill Dante themselves rather than letting Vergil do it. Despite their threats, Dante defeats them, though they warn him that Vergil will be much more challenging to overcome. While Dante confronts the threats, others flee the scene. Nero learns more about his newfound father and struggles with this revelation. Despite others insisting he should stay away, Nero decides to pursue Vergil on his own, determined to intervene in the brotherly conflict between Dante and Vergil. Dante confronts Vergil, demanding the Yamato. Their encounter reveals they fought countless times since childhood. As they prepare for what seems to be their final battle, Nero interrupts dramatically, revealing he knows Vergil is his father. Vergil seems surprised by this revelation about a son he barely remembers. In a tender moment, Nero speaks with Kyrie about his conflicted feelings regarding his newly discovered family. She reassures him, giving him confidence to handle the situation. Nero then resolves to stop Dante and Vergil from killing each other, declaring there are other ways to settle their differences. Nero confronts both Dante and Vergil, preventing their deadly fight. Vergil proposes fighting Nero instead, suggesting that defeating Nero would mean defeating Dante by default. As father and son prepare to battle, Nero declares his intention to make Vergil submit, emphasizing that their conflict absolutely involves him. After apparently defeating Vergil, attention turns to a more pressing threat as the Underworld is taking over. They realize they must close a portal before it's too late. Dante and Vergil decide to enter the Underworld together to sever the Qliphoth roots and seal the portal with Yamato, knowing this means they cannot return. Following the departure of Dante and Vergil, Nico expresses shock about Nero's arm mysteriously growing back. Their conversation turns to Nero's feelings about saving the man who killed his father. Despite Nico's teasing attempts to get emotional reactions from him, Nero maintains his composure while acknowledging his complicated relationship with his father. In the Underworld, Dante and Vergil work to eliminate the threat. Their combative, brotherly relationship continues with banter about Vergil's son and potential grandchildren. They engage in battle with supernatural forces while exchanging competitive remarks about their skills. The confrontation ends with a nostalgic reference to their shared past, revealing glimpses of their childhood memories together.